Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading with me. We're going to dive in together, see what's going on for you guys for the week ahead, or my angels. So I'm just going to start. Let's just dive straight in, my gorgeous angels. Let's see what's going on for Sagittarius in the week ahead. Please, Spirit, what animal wants to come out and guide you? Okay, you've had this rabbit before, and what this card basically speaks about is sometimes we can be so on edge, we can be so fearful of things that they can actually manifest. And that's more in a sense that is prophetic. What do you call it? Prophetic. Well, I always forget this word. When you kind of end up making it happen because it confirms a belief system, or because you're living so much in fear that it just kind of just happens. So what is the word for it? Okay, don't have time to think about it. But anyway, so that's really what the rabbit says. Actually, the storyline in this card is the rabbit is so convinced that the eagle is going to come down and swoop it and eat it up. And it's talking to everyone, saying it's going to happen, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And speaking about these fears so often that the eagle overhears it and goes, oh, actually, that's a good idea. Maybe I might. So it's almost this energy of you might be speaking fear into existence here. So it's just a really important week that you actually try your best in whatever ways that work for you to really calm down anxieties, because the rabbit is again about fear and anxieties and worries and anticipation that something bad might happen. So if you have been in that mindset, then that rabbit comes through as a little bit of like, let's rest our nerves, okay? Maybe also shifting away from pessimism into gratitude could be helpful, but let's see. Why is the rabbit here? King of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. This is interesting because this could relate to some of you in regards to career, okay? The King of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles looks good for you guys. This is a really good time to get strategic about what you want, okay? King of Swords as well kind of feels a little bit like protection. If we're going to link it to that rabbit here, the King of Swords is very intimidating. So I feel like for some of you, this week the advice I can give for you this week, rather than a prediction, I think it's advice, is to step more into the King of Swords, step more into logic, step more into facts rather than fears, okay? I think that's going to be very important for you. King of Swords also again speaks about strategy. It's a really good time during this week to actually be clear about what you're creating, how you're going to get there, what do you want, and to move forward with that. And again, to speak from facts only, because the Ace of Pentacles coming through as well, this week does seem to bring in a new opportunity for you. So Ace of Pentacles usually is about finances. It usually is about income. It can also be about assets and again, investments. It usually is about money and career. It can also be about your stability. All right. So a new fresh start coming up for you guys this week. If you, of course, come through it with the King of Swords, feels like your advice. All right, but anyway, let's dive into your reading. Let's see what's going on for you, because I got a lot of cards for you guys today. So let's see what's going on for Sagittarius during the week ahead. I believe it's turning into your birthday for some of you, so happy birthday. We're going into your season soon. Okay, round around, which speaks about cycles. All right, so it's time to get out of cycles. This does say that this could be a karmic cycle, right? The phrase that comes to mind is, in order to have something you've never done before, you have to do something that you've never done, right? To have something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done. So it is this element of breaking cycles. And that could be the same as the rabbit, right? It could be about that fear mindset. It could be about not having confidence in yourself and just assuming the worst, okay? But for a lot of you, it could be other things in your life, like relationships, a certain type of person always entering your life. It could again be that you're in a cycle of fear, whatever it might be. Daughter Spirit coming through is Spirit saying to have more faith in them, right? To get closer to Spirit during this week. It could mean that maybe your dreams are becoming more vivid. You could be being visited by spirit guides, by people who may have passed, and that's a big sign that, again, that Daughter Spirit is opening up for you, that Spirit wants you to step more into an energy of peace. For Sagittarius, and gratitude, well, there we go. It does seem to counter the rabbit, right? When we live in fear and not enough in faith, when we live in pessimism that the bad is going to happen, we're counting all the bad, but we're not counting enough of the good. Counting the good is important. So gratitude here says, I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. And that's your motto for the week, are my angels. Let's see what else. What else is going on for Sagittarius? A workaholic. Interesting. Now, I never see this card as bad. I think I'm going to have to go back into the book for this. But this could be that you guys are spending a lot of time in work. Just make sure that you are balanced. And that can go both ways, right? Maybe you guys need to balance your personal life, how much you give time to your personal life, as well as your career life as well. Make sure that these are balanced. Make sure that you are still, you're still honoring relationships and dynamics around you as well as your work. Okay, let's dive into your tarot. Let's piece this all together. What else is going on? So the first row I want to get out is what life has been like lately for you. What's been going on? The Hermit, you've been spending some time alone, maybe enjoying it. The Hermit is good, especially with the round and round card, because it is a card of introspection and analyzing and really looking at things from a higher perspective. So it's safe to say that lately you guys have really been thinking about life a bit deeper. Maybe you've been looking at past events and past situations. The World is good because it does represent that there's been a new cycle starting out in your life. But I'm going to clarify these for you as well. 7 of Wands says that you've been up against the odds lately in life, and it's felt like it's one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. The good news is with the 7 of Wands is that you're going to win despite the odds. So despite how life has been lately, you are going to succeed with your, maybe with being stable, with your stability. This could, of course, be speaking about finances, by the way. All right. With your persistence is what I was going to say. And consistency makes sense with the King of Pentacles. He's a very consistent person. That's why he's on the throne of Pentacles. All right, let's see. Why is the Hermit here for Sagittarius as life lately? Okay, Ace of Pentacles showing up reversed and a 2 of Swords. Interesting how it's coming up with this energy. Ace of Pentacles reversed suggests that things have been feeling unstable lately. The Hermit, again, could be that maybe this has made you quite down, quite low. You've been feeling unstable. You've been feeling like a lack of opportunity in your life, especially financially. And the 2 of Swords being here is interesting because it usually is a card about making a decision and trusting in your intuition and making a decision and needing to do something. 8 of Pentacles is you needing to work on your finances. 8 of Pentacles is about perfecting a skill, doing the work, right? And it will pay you off kindly afterwards. So why is the Ace of Pentacles reversed? The 3 of Wands, because it's something that you're waiting for. So the 2 of Swords advice, the 4 of Swords, and the Devil. So I kind of see here that there is fears getting in the way of your opportunities. Maybe it's stopping you from really putting your all out into something. The 4 of Swords, of course, is a bit of advice about healing. If you don't know what decision to make in your life right now, then wait a bit. And not wait as in just expecting something to come in to save you. You will still need to make a decision, but Spirit wants you to be clear about what decision you need to make moving forward. Maybe to increase your finances, maybe to make an opportunity come up for you. Because the 8 of Pentacles again is saying that you need to do the work, and then the results are going to be your blessings. So 4 of Swords is a little bit about needing to go within. The Hermit makes sense here, needing to go within and needing to understand what decision you need to make. Because the Hermit is really looking at life lessons. And maybe there's been some decisions that you made in your life that have led to kind of instability or, bad options, should I say. Advice for the Hermit. The 2 of Cups. And maybe this is a time to ask for help or to speak about your woes with other people who might be able to help you. Because the Hermit is alone. I'm hearing we're better together. People, we're better together. So this could be a good time of partnerships, collaborating with others, or again, getting really good advice and feedback. Okay, not needing to do it all alone. Okay, let's leave out this one. Let's dive into why the World is here lately. The King of Pentacles. So interestingly enough, you have started a journey that is going to lead you towards more stability and more financial income. Some of you might be starting up a new journey or a new chapter with a King of Pentacles. So again, that could be, I just see, maybe that's a new job role, but I feel like it could be a person. So this could be a new business partnership that you guys have got into. Or of course, again, it could be a partner, maybe a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. But the world feels like you. I feel like it's about you. You are entering a new world of stability and focusing a bit better on your finances. That looks good. Anything else with the world and the King of Pentacles? It's jumping on top of workaholic. The Magician. That's nice. This is really good for you can do whatever you put your mind to. Again, that's really important. So specifically when it comes down to your career, maybe it's about being an entrepreneur, because of course this can kind of lead to that, you starting a business or you bringing an idea to life. The Magician is all about your willpower, but also being resourceful, right? He doesn't just magic things in the air. He kind of uses the tools he has already, the resources he has already, to make it into something even bigger. So again, it's not just about magic, it's alchemy or whatever. Like a cake doesn't just become a cake, right? You need eggs, you need flour, you need butter, whatever. You need to kind of find the tools to turn something into a cake. So when it comes down to business, when it comes down to a project, when it comes down to something that you clearly really want to manifest and bring into your life, more money, whatever it be, this is a time to use your tools, what you got around you, right? Maybe you need to make your money work for you. Maybe it's time to make an idea, put it out there, whatever you need to do. Because this is saying that you're going to have success here. But I do feel like if you trust your intuition, you're going to have success. But and Judgment and Four of Cups says that you need to surrender to your ideas and maybe start putting it out there. Four of Cups can sometimes be rejecting something because maybe you don't feel like it, or, maybe, I don't know, it just feels a little bit like not in the mood for it today or whatever. It just feels like you need to be consistent with it. Okay, Seven of Wands. Why is this here? The Sun. You're gonna have your happiness, don't you worry. I was asking what's coming up against you, and you got a lot of Tower moments. The Devil. So things have not been easy for you. Some of you have been dealing with really bad contracts, or maybe you guys are coming out of a contract, for example, because something's just become exhausting and draining for sure. Like the Devil can be, of course, a couple of toxic people around you who are impacting you. Maybe people are making you do all the work in the workspace. I'm going to assume it's work. It could honestly be anything. Lately in life, you've been feeling that you've been up against the odds and that, life is throwing a lot of crap at you, basically, because you've been through the Tower, a fallout, separation, or again, just an event that can be quite destructive. The Devil and the Ten of Wands is just a very heavy weight. It could, of course, be about fears, if we're going to lead about it being within you. And Justice being here again could be about contracts and stuff like that. So this is a time where you're really coming out of certain things here that are just not serving you at all or bringing any balance in your life. And maybe it's bringing the opposite, right? Injustice and imbalance. So this is what you're getting rid of. And maybe at the moment you're still fighting to get rid of this. I don't think this is fully out of your life yet. I think this is something that you're slowly but surely getting rid of. Again, maybe you're divorcing for some, whatever it may be. The Sun being here is such a positive sign that this is a right choice for you to leave something or to get out of something that could be seen as this devil energy. I think it's been affecting your moods. I think it's been making you feel quite low. Maybe that's why the Rabbit is here as well. It's kind of shifted your energy into that. So you leaving that is really important. Seven of Wands with the Sun card, again, is just a really positive sign that things are going to get better for you. All right. You're just getting out of situations that are not helping. So what's happening during this week then? King of Cups. All right. So you're getting your emotions in order. Could, of course, represent a love interest coming your way. The Queen of Wands being in the center of your reading during the week is awesome because you got a lot of people coming up this week. So a lot of conversation. I'm going to get your the next steps or what's moving forward. I just want to get these cards out quickly first. And then we'll clarify. If you're single, I do see you meeting someone for sure. I do feel like though, in this chapter of your life, there is a lot of you figuring out like what loving connections really look like. So some of you are going to have a fallout with some friends. I'm going to call it like that. Because, I think that they're either two-faced or again, just not the greatest people for you. But anyway, let's talk about it. Why is the King of Cups here in the energy for this week? Three of Swords tried to come out there. The Knight of Swords. So you guys are going to be getting a message from someone. Again, it could be someone that you had a romantic relationship with. Queen of Cups now coming out. clarifies that. Okay, if you're in a current relationship with someone, there may have been some issues here. Knight of Swords feels like maybe there is an upcoming argument. Spirit's calling for you to be stable in this argument here. Because I feel like this can be mended, but we can't be, in arguments where it's like, if we're just all defensive and all being a bit childish, then it's never going to get anywhere. Five of Wands never gets anywhere. We're all just defending ourselves or trying to speak what we feel and not listening. So nothing can come from this. So the Six of Pentacles and a Temperance, if you're in a relationship, because of course, all different types of people listening to me right now, this is about balance and compromise. So necessary, of course, balance. And this can help. If you are currently in a struggling relationship, maybe you want out, you can have whatever outcome that you desire in this, because Temperance and the Six of Pentacles does speak about balance and peace and harmony, especially where there's conflict. So the Knight of Swords just looks like a little argument or disagreement coming up here this week. The Wheel of Fortune. I asked about what, and that's not really here, but the round and round coming up actually with Wheel of Fortune, you guys are stuck in a cycle in terms of love. Okay, I'm going to move on to those who are single in a second, but for all of you, I do think that you're stuck in a cycle in terms of love. Maybe there's a lesson that we need to learn here about either how we deal with arguments in relationships or who we're attracting in our life. And maybe it's time to kind of redo that, change that up a little bit. But that Wheel of Fortune does speak about needing to do something differently. For those who are single, it's interesting. I do see that you're going to be meeting someone. You probably will be speaking to a couple of people this week, just for some of you out there is what I'm getting. But there will be someone who stands out more. And for those who are single, Knight of Swords is the Empress. So someone wants to kind of, lead in this dynamic. So maybe some of you are being taken on dates, or again, going out on dates. Here, there is conversations here from the heart coming up this week. Queen of Wands, again, is about your confidence. I love that she's here. Again, you guys are attracting a lot of people, but because this is jumping up here as well, this is a week where you're going to be starting to feel more positive, or at least that's what Spirit's guiding you to start doing. Knight of Cups is really about wearing your heart on your sleeve and really diving deeper into understanding your feelings and emotions and doing something that's a little bit uncomfortable to get into a new life, right? I always say this, that it's almost like you have to, if you want to change who you are or how you do things, it's not going to be easy. It doesn't become easy. You almost have to make it a habit, right? So if you've been a bit pessimistic or lacking confidence lately, you kind of have to do that uncomfortable stuff of like talking to yourself in a mirror, saying how beautiful and wonderful you are. And at first it doesn't feel right, because you feel like, I don't really believe that. But the more that you do it, the more you do it with authenticity, right? And just really sitting with it, the more it will become your reality, more becomes something that you actually believe in. And that can be anything, right? Sometimes this Knight of Cups comes up for me when you might be doing something that makes you a bit anxious, right? But you want to become a more confident person, put yourself out there. So you kind of have to do that really awkward thing of showing up for yourself, showing up to an event, doing the speaking, whatever it is, just to put yourself out there. And it's so weird and nerve-wracking and uncomfortable, but you're taking that step outside of that zone, and therefore you're going to have different things. So it makes sense with the round and round card that we got here, that when you do something different things start happening, and these are really good things. Gratitude, it could of course be about journaling a bit more, diving into your feelings a bit more, which is interesting, because I think that's going to help you understand where this fear is coming from. All right, anything else with the Queen of Wands? Exactly what I was speaking about, fear. So, and the Queen of Wands being here again. So some of you guys have been, you've got a lot of ideas, Sagittarius, but the problem is that you never ground it, right? It's very fleeting. It doesn't get grounded. Nothing gets lifted off the ground. So I just feel like Spirit really wants you to dive into certain things. Five of Pentacles, you could be struggling financially right now, or again, you could be feeling a bit like Spirit's not around you, they're not helping you. Judgment and the Five of Pentacles speaks about giving your problems to God, by the way, as well. Especially with this, sometimes we feel like we have to deal with everything alone. Of course, Spirit's not just going to come in and magically make everything better, but they're going to lead you to things or ideas that might make it better. And again, it's up to you what you do with that. Because Five of Pentacles, these people need help and they're out in the cold and the lights are on inside the church. So they could just go in and ask for help. But sometimes what is the word for it? It's kind of similar to what I wanted to say with the rabbit, where it's almost like you believe that no one's going to help you, and therefore you never ask for help, and so no one ever helps you. Do you see what I'm saying? It's almost like you need to get out of that. Okay, some people might shut their door in your face, but at least you're trying, right? It's almost this energy of, instead of allowing yourself to suffer, whatever this energy is to you, judgment is almost like surrendering this and helping yourself to get help. Maybe Five of Pentacles again can be about finances. All right, so maybe there's a need to kind of make sure that we are dealing with this in a stable manner, savings, or again asking people for help if necessary. It's still linked to you coming outside your comfort zone, but it can also be about wounds. The Five of Pentacles to me is just a lack in your life. Judgment is again you surrendering. So I feel like you are starting to feel more confident during this week. King of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you guys could be getting a pay rise or a promotion, or again be receiving some sort of help from this King of Pentacles. That can be a job, right? Someone's giving you something this week. A lot of you guys will get more stability, absolutely, through your habits and routines. So it's a good time to actually start making your routines and your day work for you in a way, whatever that means to you, right? It's about creating balance here. What's the advice then? The Fool. To do something different. The Fool says take a leap of faith. And again, this could be that you just decide to sign up for a job and then you end up getting it, right? For more money, for example. Or I just feel like you're being given something because of you taking a leap of faith. Okay, now let's talk about the Three of Cups in the near future for you. Why is this reversed? Ten of Swords and Temperance. So yeah, some of you are ending something here. The good news is, and I think that this is also you also going through a bit of a shift within yourself too, because you are the Temperance card. So this could be about you becoming more balanced in your life, which is interesting. Ten of Swords, I almost feel like you're celebrating an ending in a way. I know the Three of Cups is reversed. It's a good card for gratitude. So again, I would say that still remains, because that's all throughout your reading, to focus on gratitude, to have a little journal. I really recommend you guys to have a journal in the morning or in the evening, whatever you prefer. Because it's going to help you heal from, past difficulties that you've been through. A lot of this speaks to me about you actually healing emotionally from things of your past, by the way. Ten of Swords, Temperance. This is about mending from an ending. So that's what I'll call it as that. And the Three of Cups can usually be about friendships as well. Yeah, things that have spilt in your life, things that have disappointed you in your life. So this just speaks to me again, what I was saying with the Hermit, that you're being called to come out of pessimism and to heal, right? These endings can actually be quite traumatizing. Ten of Swords, look at that. That's not an easy thing to go through. So of course it can make you feel like you don't want to get back up again, but this is about getting back up again. Temperance, balancing, healing yourself before running out there in the big busy flow of life, right? Allow yourself to have time to process. Ace of Cups. Why is this here for Sagittarius? The Chariot. So this is about you going out there for things that you love and enjoy. Start to do it, right? Chariot chases the stars, so chasing your dreams and goals is important here. But the Ace of Cups is about a new beginning. Some of you guys in the near future are moving to a new journey. Some of you could be traveling. Some of you could find love whilst traveling, by the way, if you're doing that. And moving as well. Maybe it's movement. But the Ace of Cups and the Chariot coming through here just speaks to me that you are starting to do more things that you love, or that's your advice anyways. Starting to chase love for some of you, but not chase it, but like, this is what I want and I'm gonna go after it. So I'd put myself out there. So again, some of you, this is quite good for love. Some of you could be going on a romantic getaway if you are in a relationship, to reignite that spark. I like that. Why is the Tower here for Sagittarius in the near future? That's nice. I like that energy, because this is about you doing something new. Page of Pentacles to me is always a newbie, right? It's always taking that first step into something new, learning about it. And getting educated on whatever it is. So some of you, the Tower card, the round and round, this could be like a new job, or again, a new way of handling finances, or just doing something new is actually opening the door to spirit, which means that you're listening finally to your intuition. And it's also breaking you out of a cycle. What is this cycle? Okay, the Wheel of Fortune makes sense. It is a cycle. Maybe feeling like you got some bad luck. Ace of Pentacles, it does seem to be affecting your finances. So I'm going to really go out there and say that this week is really going to be a significant time where your finances and your career life is going to change. Your stability in life is changing. I think it's been kind of all throughout. So again, maybe you're learning something new. Maybe you're doing something you never done before. All right. Maybe you guys are going back into education for some, or again, having to learn something completely new. This feels really good for you in terms of your long-term stability. So the Tower is not a bad thing here. It just is almost like a sudden event or an act of divine intervention stepping in to kind of shift things up for you. Because the Tower needs to fall in this card because it's not been built up right? We kind of built a cycle here. So coming outside your comfort zone even as well. Okay, so again, a lot of this is really highlighting your stability. We got a lot of pentacles that showed up for you. A lot about you healing your relationship to lack, okay, and getting a bit better there. Finances will increase. You're going through a big shift as well, moving away from fear, starting to have a strategy for sure, instead of just fearing things and maybe not moving forward because you're fearing things. This is about you actually just taking the step and being strategic about it, so you can have new beginnings for yourself, again, in terms of finances or stability. So yeah, mainly really affecting your career, finances, and confidence. So that feels quite good for a lot of you out there, right, my angels? So that's what I got for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then let me know in the comment section below, and by giving the video a big thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already. But aside from all that, I'll see you guys next time.